What do you want your legacy to be?
My legacy.
Yes.
What do I want my legacy to be?
Oh, that's such a good question.
I want to be known as, I want to be...
Oh, God, I thought this would come. I told Yvette we're driving over here. I'm like, yeah, what do you want your legacy to be?
Overall, people are very good. And if you could look at your life like that and just think of the positive instead of the fear. And the fear is what really holds people back from so much greatness to living their legacy, living a life that they'll be proud of.
I have fear, and I think one of the greatest definitions of courage and bravery is people say, well, of course I was scared, but I did it anyway.
Actually, from all of that escalating to me really not knowing what to do and going to a very, very dark place, I really felt God. And that's literally from that moment forward, I knew I had a purpose. I went from being someone who was okay being average to being like having this fire in my belly of wanting to be extraordinary.
There's something about knowing that you're dying that's empowering. I felt that I had had a magnificent journey. I had no regrets. I loved who I was. I wouldn't have changed anything. And the journey, I could say now, I felt like I had done everything that I'd wanted to do. And I was blessed to be who I was, who the people in my life, my children, Candace, everything was perfect.
As I like to tell people, it grabbed me. I didn't go seeking it. That's why I believe in divine intervention in our lives. And if we awake, aware, and alive, we take to it. But some of the times it comes along, we're sleeping, and it passes us by. You know, I was curious, and my curiosity paid off.
Leaving my career was the scariest thing I've ever done in my entire life. That's why now all the things that I do that are so scary, that people think are scary and courageous, I'm like, no, 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 no. Walking away from a six-figure income, that's scary. But I did it because I knew there was something on the other side. Didn't know what it was, but trusted enough to do it. And then life expanded and opened up in ways I could never imagine, and I would do it 100 times again.
So what advice would you give someone today who wants to do what you did or recreate something like that?
Your motive. You know, Luis always says, you know, we're firm believers that God knows and sees the intentions of the heart.
Whether you're acting or anything else, if you start thinking about the result, geez, if I get this, I'll get this, then I can meet this guy over here and I can build that addition to my house, that kills everything. So it's all about one little moment at a time of what you're being given the opportunity to do.
How do I find my purpose in life? I don't believe your purpose is about finding it, it's about choosing it. You choose your purpose in life. And you move toward those things, so just as you choose your purpose in life, you choose the things that are to become your talents, the things that you have the natural affinity toward. Where are you drawn?
Number one, I would figure out what are they most passionate about. I think it's going to be very difficult for anyone to go do something long-term, no matter how much money is associated with, unless they're passionate about it. So that's number one. Second, I would try to figure out and identify truly what your greatest strengths are and where your genius lies. Things that you do that just naturally come easy and time flies.
That's really what my whole life has resulted from, is showing up and you know, being willing to do what's in front of me to do.
And so I know that whatever comes in, good or bad, is a lesson, is a gift. And I really look at this like this is a soul journey here. You know, so many times we're so busy going to what's goal, the next mission. Well, there's going to be a bazillion missions.
Yeah.
I finally came to that realization at some point as I kept going, I got this goal, now I got this goal, now I got this goal. And I was like, wait a minute here. There's a bigger plan than this.
You kind of think that, you know, once you get married, things will work out. Yeah, because that's a fairy tales, you know.
Yes.
They just say, you know, and they live happily ever after. And the last two words, the end.
Yes.
It's like, Wait, how?
Yeah, what happened?
Well,
All
you
the messy
forgot,
stuff
yeah.
in between.
You forgot to tell us this.
Yeah,
What
Act 2.
Exactly. So this has been 18 years of trying to figure out the Act 2.
What I've discovered as I've gotten older is that I love singing. I love performing. That's my bullseye in life. I know it. When I'm on stage and the music starts, I just am exported into this amazing place, and I know I can take people on this ride with me. So it's super fun for me. But that's about 2 hours of a 24-hour day. And I realized as I was getting older that if you're not happy for the other 22 hours, then what does any of it matter?
Maybe you're just trying to rescue you, and in the meantime you rescued hundreds, maybe thousands.
You know, I think you hit the nail on the head, because I was even subconsciously trying to rescue myself. And slowly, I started to realize that by rescuing myself, I could also be of service to others.
I think that's the panacea. It's like this brilliant little magical potion is do the thing you love. When you do that, it starts to change, without sounding too magical and weird, it changes your vibration of, your happiness does, and it radiates out. And I find that when I'm happiest and doing the things I love, that life really falls into place a lot easier.
That's our mission. Our mission is to bring this divine message from these incredibly brilliant speakers and to communicate that to people so they know they have choice, they have options, that they can say yes when there's a no, they can say no when there's yeses, that there's options, that there's different ways of living and different ways of being that they might not have resources to. So I get to communicate and provide those messages that inspire people's positive growth and change. That's what I get to do.
So one last question. What do you want your legacy to be?
My kids. I want my kids to not have the demons that I have. I want my kids to be comfortable in their skin. I don't want my kids to be as driven by fear and shame as I have been in my life. If I can leave that behind, that's far more important than my name on a bunch of television shows.
I think what I know for sure is that I want to be remembered as making somebody feel good.
Well, I really want to, let me say, change the face of medicine.
At my funeral, I want people to have a lot of stories to tell. Like, that's a legacy to me. Like, remember when we did this and the experiences.
I want to be a role model. I want my legacy to be nourishing.
Love, peace, joy, and integrity.
Somebody that enlightened, entertained, and enjoyed life.
I was a decent person, an honest person, a loving and giving person.
My life has become not so much about the attachment to
when you're gone.
Yeah, so when I'm gone, I'm gone, and it doesn't really matter. What I do want to do is I want to put more positivity into this quantum soup of pure potentiality that we live in than negativity.
I think that my legacy is to take this to the next level.
To have these conscious conversations in every single living room. That's what I mean.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That is exactly what I mean to do. Around the dinner table, around the daily conversations, and for the moments of unconsciousness to be fewer and fewer and fewer and fewer throughout the day.